Hello, my lovelies. Grab you a cup of coffee, a nice cup of tea, and let's jump into November. We have a lot of planetary stuff happening. We have a lot of energy happening. We have so much going on. So jump in, grab a seat, grab you a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and let's get into it because we got some good stuff coming up. Are you ready? All right. So I'm going to just jump right into the highlights of November. We have a lot going on. The end of October, we're sitting in that energy right this minute. We have Halloween coming up. If you celebrate, you have the thinning of the veil, if you will. Your psychic senses may be a little bit more open. Be sure that if you are intuitive, that you are really watching your physical energy, because that's going to be huge. Do not try to overdo things. Try not to overwork your bodies during this time. This is a huge transition time, especially between seasons. So depending on where you live, you are going through maybe starting to get into winter, starting to get into fall, or you may be changing from fall into summer. So this is a time that you really need to be very easy on your body. Doing anything strenuous during this time may backfire on you physically. So be sure that you're watching your physical strength. Make sure you're not overdoing any type of training, overdoing any type of physical moving things, that sort of thing. Make sure you're really paying attention to your overall health and not just, oh, I got to get this done, I got to get this done. This really is a time that we need to start to slow down a bit, okay? Slow down, take some nice deep breaths, and if you can, put things off until the end of the year or the first of next year. That sort of thing that has to do with strenuous activity, I would suggest it. Because when the holiday seasons come up, not just physical stress, you may have energetic and mental stress depending on who and what you have to deal with during the holidays. So just make sure that you're being very mindful and being easy with yourself, loving yourself, and really giving yourself time to enjoy the holidays. Enjoy your life. Be careful with overspending during this time. Most people would rather have your love, a thoughtful homemade gift, than something just whatever, right? So please do not go into debt during this time. There's a lot of things coming up. There's a lot of different things that are moving energetically, planetary, which will cause different things to happen with jobs, with finances, and that sort of thing, which we're going to kind of get into in just a second. So let's start off the 1st of November, November 5th. We have a beautiful Taurus full moon. And so Taurus is generally about home and family, being grounded, really wanting stability. And with each zodiac, or with each energy that we're in, there's always a positive and a negative, or as you would say, yin and yang. So what you really want to watch out for during that time of the full moon, because that's the energy we're sitting in, you're going to really want to be home, you're going to do family, you're going to want to change things maybe around the house, that sort of thing. Start to make beautiful breads and pastries and all that fun stuff. But you do want to watch out for your resistance to change. So change is going to be big for the next probably 3 to 10 years. Yay. So really start to get used to that now. Be used to being flexible. Be used to trying new things. Be used to changing something. And if it doesn't work, you can always change it again. Nothing is set in stone, right? So be very mindful of your resistance to change during the last week of October into November, and really for the next few years, because we're going to have a lot of change coming at us. And some things we're going to want to keep the same, and that's good. You're going to want to stay in that energy, your values, and that sort of thing. But there are things that we can do to minimize the stress of the change. And I think that's why I really want to bring that up, because just remember, you can always change it back, or you can always change it and do something different, okay? So the first week of November is absolutely, the energy is absolutely fantastic for if you want to start new projects, new side hustles, if you want to change schedules, routines, habits. And this is going to be the perfect time, because you're going to be able to slowly grow over time when you change these things. So if you're looking to change a routine or a habit that you have that you've just been struggling with, this is the perfect time. I mean, out of all year, this is the time to do it. And so now would be a great time to take that leap of faith. Now is the time to go, you know what? I've got this. The universe got this. Let me set my intentions, and this is where we're going. Okay. We do have an onslaught of planetary shifts this month and shakeups. I'm not going to go into all of them because there's so many, but I am going to jump into just a couple of them so that it will give you kind of an overview of November. So if you're really interested in that, I would go ahead and pull up all the planetary shifts. Look at a good astrologer, a good numerologist that you may want to follow. They're going to go more in depth with that. Me personally, I'm not. I'm really here just to read the energy. I do more of an energetic report. So that's why I'm not going to go into the transits, the times, everything, okay? So I would take note that so far in 2025 has shown us what to expect or to gear up for 2026. So the rest of this year may feel like we're going backwards, even though we're not. But this is for a few reasons. One is because of the planetary alignments. And this is going to give you time to look back to see where you need to change things, or maybe where it is time to let go and move forward. So that is why it's going to kind of feel like we're going backwards, because you're going to have to review and reflect on some things that you've really been holding on to that you don't need to hold on to anymore. So, and we also have Mercury retrograde coming in November 9th. So, yay! But remember, Mercury retrograde is reviewing, rerunning ideas, rearranging things. Think of it as the re-month, right? What do I need to look back on? What do I want to change? What do I need to review, right? That kind of stuff. So don't see it as a bad thing. Do know that you can have travel issues during this time. So I do suggest during this time to send your packages early or wait until after like the 29th of November. Maybe send it the 1st of December. Buy insurance on anything to do with shipping, traveling, or warranty related items. That would be very good during that retrograde type of month. That way, if something happens and it goes kaput, you have a warranty, okay? Also, which I thought this was very interesting, because of the alignments we're sitting in, it's going to be a good time to reflect on the past 7 years. Isn't that interesting? So you can implement improvements for the next chapter of your life. So basically starting the ground running in 2026. So it'd be interesting for you to sit down and kind of do a small life review for yourself and go, okay, what has happened? What are the themes that have happened in the last 7 years? Be a great journal prompt. What are the themes that have been moving for me, with me, and around me for the last 7 years? Because that's going to be really a good informational item for you to have to be able to move on into 2026 and really hit the ground running. So, I mean, I'm really excited to do that myself. So, don't forget about that. We do have a shift. So this would be a good time. So starting around November 17, maybe that week, it's going to be a great time to shift your life into a totally new and fruitful direction. So this gives us a beneficial grand trine between the Sun, Jupiter, and Saturn. Just be mindful not to let your own fears and insecurities get in your way. So basically, if you believe it, you can achieve it, okay? Just don't let your fears and your insecurities get in the way of this, because this could really be a huge time for you. We have the new moon coming in on November the 20th, and it's going to be a Scorpio new moon. So Scorpio is really about love and desire and really finding your passion. And the flip side of Scorpio is to be watchful or mindful of any jealous tendencies you may have, any types of obsessions, and be sure to regulate your emotions during this time. So if you have an issue with just popping off at the mouth or saying things that you regret later, you're going to really want to regulate your emotions during this time. So starting around the 17th of the month, going probably the whole week, just be mindful, okay, of your words, right? There are some words we can't put back in the toothpaste thing, right? So because we have that beneficial grand trine, this is really going to boost love life in a positive way. So be open to new opportunities in love, and or be open to more to your partner for an exciting new flame in your relationship. Ooh la la, right? So you may also see a huge increase in your spiritual practice during this time, and you will also feel a sense or an urgency for discipline around your spiritual life, around your spiritual practice, around your family, how you want your family to look, how you want your home to feel energetically. And there may be some changes in your relationships. There may be one person that stops working and another person that takes over that financial gain. Or it may be where both of you actually, one goes into a new direction, a new opportunity, maybe in the same field-ish, or they may just take that new leap of faith and go out and start their own business. And someone else may actually stay closer to home to be able to support that person with paperwork and that sort of thing. And then they may do a side hustle. So don't let your insecurities and fears get in your way of that. Just make sure that you have all of your bills paid if possible. So any of those big bills that you have, if you have any debt, make sure you wipe that out as soon as you can. Get it wiped out by the end of the year. Even if you have to work extra jobs or do extra things to get that wiped out, do that as soon as possible, okay? That's going to be big this month. And for the rest of this year, we're going to really want to have some extra money just in case certain things go in a higher direction, like gas or food or that kind of thing. You're going to want to have a little bit of extra money to throw at things. Things are changing, and a lot of times when things change, they can actually get a little bit worse before they get better. So I feel like that's going to be around food. It's going to be around fuel in different areas. It may not be gas. It may be like energy, like home energy, heating, air, that sort of thing. And I'm also seeing a little bit of insecurity or changes around insurance. So if you live in a place that gets a lot of storms, you may have to change providers, or you may see that the insurance provider you've always had are dropping people, or health insurance wise. You may see premiums go up, but services go down. So there's going to be an interim period where these things actually kind of get worse before they get better. But I do see it in the long run, all of it actually getting better and being more for the people. But we're going to have to go through this little bit of agitation, if you will, energy to be able to get to that other side, okay? So make sure you are getting your things paid off so that you have a little bit of extra cash, a little bit of extra money to pay for these things that you need, or that you need to have done, right? Okay, so be sure that you have those things. So I want to go into, there's a planetary shift happening November 25th through the 27th. That is, if I'm not mistaken, I think the 27th is Thanksgiving for us, but that is right for the U.S. So that's right in the middle of where you may have people over. So that is why I really want to really kind of tap into this here, because it's very ripe. November 25th through the 27th is ripe with tension, disagreements, and possible travel complications in all forms, like all forms. So please breathe. I would recommend that you put your patience hat on during this time. If you don't have to travel, don't. And I'm also seeing some tension escalating around the world during this time as well. So you're really going to want to be patient, and you're really going to want to love your way through these 3 days. It could spill over into the weekend, but the weekend looks way more positive than the 25th to the 27th. So I would recommend, if it's possible, to move your Thanksgiving plans to the Friday, Saturday, Sunday of that time. It may be more beneficial for you, especially if you have family that are a little bit hard to deal with, or who often bring in disagreement, tension type energy. The weekend might be a little bit better for you. So, like I said, once the weekend hits, the energy starts to rebound in a more positive direction. And so, you may want to change some plans there. Just look at it and see how you feel. So, really, November, I would say 23rd to the 27th, I would be very, very mindful of whose energy you are in. And if you need to take breaks, do it. And if you need to really meditate and really sit in your own solace during that time, it's going to be beneficial for you. It's going to be an interesting energy, okay? So let's see, what else do we have? So for after that, the next week, I would spend the week focusing on building the romantic and family life that you want for your future. So instead of spending time with anyone who may bring out any pain from the past, I would really spend my intentions and my focus working on the future. How do I want my family to look? How do I want my life to look from here on out? Do not feel obligated to sit in any energy that you are no longer aligned with. Boundaries will be most important this entire month. It is time to build something new schedules, new boundaries, habits, routines, anything and everything to see a new way of living. So this is that Aquarian age coming in very strong. So Aquarian age is coming alive all around for us, and it's going to really help create a slower, more intentional life. And it's really going to surround us with what and who we want to spend the most time with. So that is why it is so important to really start thinking about your future, thinking about how you want your family and your friends and your circle to look, who you want in, who you're not sure of, and really, really slow down. Maybe don't do as much stuff. Maybe don't give yourself time to build that new future, and also give yourself time to reflect and to really hone in on what you want, what your family wants. Have that conversation. Have those difficult conversations with friends and family, because a lot of things are going to change, okay? So as always, I have pulled some cards. I have not turned them over yet, so I'm going to turn them over now. Let's see what we have in store for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so Spirit had me pull 6 cards. And I kind of, when I was pulling these, I asked Spirit to bring me some direction here on the end of October going all the way through November. So our first card that we got is creativity, sparks of innovation and fuels creation. Creativity. So that is literally what I was just talking about. So you're really going to want to give yourself time for creativity, especially in your work. So a lot of us are really going into a new frequency, and to be able to align with that frequency in a correct way, we are going to have to actually get rid of some things so that we can bring in new things. And the only way to bring in new things is to sit and reflect and to be able to give yourself time to create something new. So I know for me personally, I'm going to bring back a lot of things that I was doing. I'm going to review them. I'm going to change maybe some of the things I'm doing. And I may start to do some new things, but I have to have that creative space and that time off to be able to find those things, right? So that's going to be big this month. The next card I got was East Wind, Mind, Memory, and Beliefs. So this card to me is very much looking at how we, not only how we use our mind with our beliefs, but what we put in. So we have to be very mindful of the climate that we're sitting in, because unfortunately, a lot of the climate that we're sitting in energetically is very much clickbait type things. They want your emotions to go very high, so you click on it and they get money. Click on it, they get views. Click on it, they get this, right? So they are very much using your emotions very much to be able to get what they need and what they want. So what we really need to do is regulate our emotions. And don't jump into that drama. Don't jump into all that clickbait stuff, right? So I really feel like the East Wind here is asking us to look at our memories for the last 7 years. There's that memory. Look at our beliefs and what we're really putting into our mind, because there's so many things that are coming out now that we were told that is not true at all. So you're really going to have to look into your beliefs and really go, oh, wait a minute. Do I want to change this? Do I really believe this? And really do some good research, okay? Our next card is Fertilize, Dawn of Fruitful Beginnings. How amazing is that? Because I use the word fruitful in my report. And so, yes, this is a new time to fertilize. Remember I said to use the energy, these transits that we're sitting in for good, use them to start something new, a new side hustle, new creativity, new work, new ways of doing things. Fertilize it. These next 2 months is going to be your time to fertilize new things to start in 2026. Our next card is Tree of Life. Travel on. Travel on. Look at all these beautiful colors. This is huge. I really feel like this is a change card. Huge change card. I don't know if I have this upside down or not. I guess you could do it either way. So huge change card here. Huge. See all these changes? To me, this is all opportunity. But we have to be stable enough, grounded enough, and open enough to see these new opportunities, okay? Regulate your emotions. It's going to be huge this month. Our next card is Generosity. Look at this. Generosity. Look at the constellations. This is beautiful. Be generous, not only to others, but to yourself this month. There's going to be a lot of changes happening. There's going to be a lot of things that we feel that we are losing. However, a lot of times when we lose things, it's more of a perception. And sometimes we have to lose things or change things so that we can move forward. And to be able to move forward, sometimes we want to grasp and hold on so tightly that we can't see the generosity on the other side. We can't see that other people are really trying to help us and to really kind of push us forward. We really just want to stay in that comfortable space. We don't want to move. We don't want to change. We want to stay in that comfortable, homey, in my jammies kind of energy. And that's not always where we need to be. So be generous to yourself, be generous to others, because that generosity, those good intentions, even if you're being misunderstood, will come back to you. Okay, so don't worry so much about people misunderstanding you. As long as your intentions are good, and as long as your intentions are full of love, then they are most likely filtering your generosity through their own lens of either betrayal, of jealousy, of things that have happened in the past. So make sure that you just come with good intentions and you're generous, and the rest is gonna fix itself. Okay. And our last card for today is family. Circles of life. This month will be all about family. How do you want your family to look? How do you want your life to look? How do you want your finances to look? There's your Taurus, your Scorpio. How do you want your love life to look? If it's been a while since you've really talked in your marriage and that sort of thing, now's the time. November is the time. It is a fantastic time to rekindle anything that you were wanting to rekindle. Okay, all right. So that's going to be your November report. I am sure that some other things will come up, and I will do another video on that, but I just want to give you an overview on there, okay? All right, so I'm going to put these cards back, and anybody who wants to stay with me can stay with me, and I will do a few personal card readings, okay? So, let me put these cards back really quickly here and grab another deck. Grab my trusty Between Worlds deck here. Alright, so let's pull some cards, shall we? Yeah. Oh my goodness, I got cards just coming out. Maybe that will be your theme for this card reading. Let me see. Goodness. Alright. This is for card pile number 1. Oh, there's another card coming out. Alright, card pile number 1. Alright, so the theme of this card reading is going to be Universal Spirit. Universal Spirit. Okay, so let's look at them. See what we have here. Okay. All right, I'm going to start actually at the bottom here. So with our theme being Universal Spirit, I'm going to start with actually our last card, which is Solitude. So whoever this reading is for, your solitude is going to be most important to you this month. Because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to come into play. You're really going to have to watch your emotions, because there's going to be a multitude of things that come at you this month, whether it's personal, professional, it could be in all ways. And with this being Universal Spirit, I'm going to also guess that it's going to be spiritual for you as well. I'm going to ask whoever this is for to watch their energy Often your energy comes off as being very dominant, and it has to be a certain way. And it's almost like you tend to put people in cages or in a box. And so this month is going to be huge for you to allow people to really sit in more of a valley of the love energy and let these people out of their box or cage that you have put them in. And this could even be for yourself. Maybe you've put yourself in a box or a cage, right? So your contentment and your solitude is going to be huge this month. You will triumph if you go through the things you need to go through. So this may be a huge month of shadow. This may be a huge month of inner work for you, and it may really take you down to the bone, is what I'm hearing. Take you down to the bone. I want you to remember that you are a warrior. However, I also have Valley of Annihilation. I have Forgiveness. And I have the Destroyer here. So it feels to me, sorry, I dropped a card. This really feels to me as if Spirit is really going to take you to the bone here. They are going to ask you to forgive anything and everything in your life, past and present, that is holding you back and that is keeping you stuck in a belief that everyone has to be in a cage and that you have to control everything. Because what's really happening is when you try to control everything, people are actually fleeing. They're stepping back. They don't want any of it. So there's going to be, like I said, very much you can triumph from this, but there's going to be a lot that is thrown at you. So be sure that you are destroying the things that are holding you back and not destroying everyone in your path. That's a strong one, isn't it? Be sure you're destroying the things that you no longer want in your life and rebuilding with love and forgiveness and solitude and not burning everything down in your path. Be careful with that. Yes, lots of things coming. Make sure that you're sitting in a beautiful love energy, because remember, this love energy will help that fiery energy and will help you regulate your emotions this month. That's going to be big for you this month. Okay. Ooh, it's a spicy one to start off with, isn't it? And as always, please let me know if any of these readings have spoken to you. I always like to know that. I think that's kind of neat. Because when I read, I just open up to anyone, open up to the universe, open up to anyone who may be watching this. And so I really don't know who I'm reading for. All right, so let's see. Ooh, we got another one that jumped out. That'll be our theme. What does card pile number 2 need? Card pile number 2. I'm only going to do 2 today, and then I'm going to end with something a little different. Woo! All right, add 2 more. Oh, that's interesting. I have a couple of the same cards, which I find interesting since I put them in different parts of the deck. Okay. All right, so what's our theme? Ooh, our theme is ancestry. That's going to be a cool theme. So I'm going to read this the same way. So I am going to start at the end, ancestry and community. there is an achievement here that you have gotten within the community. However, it's very interesting here because there seems to be some withdrawal energy. And whoever this is for, you almost feel like the orphan. You kind of feel like you're alone. You feel a dissatisfaction, and you're kind of detaching from whatever is going on in your life. You're kind of detaching from the community. And what Spirit is really wanting you to do is turn on your curiosity instead. Because, here's that card again, there are multiple things coming. There are multiple ways to do things. There are multiple energies and frequencies coming in. And whoever this is for, you haven't quite jumped into that new frequency yet. So you often feel like you're alone, but you're not. You're just sitting in between frequencies right now. And so that's why you kind of feel dissatisfied. You feel detached. You feel like you just want to withdraw. You don't know if Spirit is hearing you. You don't really know. You kind of feel in limbo here, but really want you to turn on your curiosity instead. Because if you don't, again, here's the destroyer. Don't destroy everyone in your path. Regulate your emotions, because you are the architect of your life. Each of you are the architect of your life. Each of us have different things that we came here to accomplish. Each of us have different missions that we came here to accomplish. So we're achieving those. But don't put anybody in a box and allow them to do what they need to do. Allow them to do what they came here to do, right? Like I said, everybody has their own thing that they came here for. So we really need to pay attention to that. Community, ancestry is very important right now. So make sure that you are being curious to the new things that are coming up. Be curious to the change. Be curious to all that is around us. And really open yourself up to listen to God. Listen to your spirit guides. What are they telling you? And make sure that we're not filtering it through past pain. Filtering it through past ways you were treated and that sort of thing, right? Because most people's intentions are very good. Most people's intentions are of love, but sometimes we misunderstand those. So we have to be very careful with that this month. So really, as we went into the first reading, remember when I said we're going to get down to the bone, we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of things. Watch your dissatisfaction and try to be open, try to help people. Find that generosity again. Some people will need, there's more to this. Some people will need to withdraw from the community to be able to move on with their mission. So they may have ancestors from the past or other spirits coming in and saying, hey, we're going to need to move you over here, or we're going to need to move you here. Sometimes God needs to move us to be able to either learn something or to move into your mission. So there could be some detachment from a community here for some of you. There could be a withdrawal. However, I see that this will bring more opportunities. It will allow for achievement, and it will also spark some new curiosity. For me, curiosity is my main thing. Curiosity, joy, and love. Those are the things that is a must within anything that I do. Because I always want to stay curious. I never want to go, oh, it has to be this way or it has to be that way. I always want to say, well, let's try it this way and see what happens. Anything that Spirit gives me, I try to follow to the T because they've never done me wrong. It may be bumpy and it may be a little scary, and I may have a little fear about it, but I do my best to stay open and curious instead, because I know wherever Spirit's moving me is the perfect place. Wherever Spirit's moving me will be how I can be most of service. So there's a lot of stuff coming up for November. So wow, these are really cool. Really cool. So the last reading I would like to do is going to be, and I'm going to be very brave here. Let's see. The last reading I'm going to do is actually going to be an overall reading for the energy of, I'm going to say the world. And the reason why I'm going to say the world is because I don't want to just do the US or Europe or the UK or France or certain areas, right? I just want to know, I'm just going to ask Spirit, what kind of energy should we be looking for or expecting around the world during the month of November? Yeah, I may have just set my cards on fire here because this stuff is jumping out, honey. But let's try it and see what happens. Okay, here we go. Interesting. Give me a minute to turn all the cards over. So interesting. We got some of the same cards, and I don't even know how that happens. I put them in all different places in the deck. Okay. So, first card we got is going to be our theme, community. So, around the world, community is going to be huge. All right. So, we are really going to start finding out new information. Valley of knowledge. Universal Spirit's going to be huge. I love that it came Universal Spirit because I really believe that most or all, technically all religions are based on love. And I feel like because we are really starting to grasp community, that the information that comes out is actually going to help us to be closer to Spirit, closer to God, closer to whomever you honor, okay? We're going to get, and there's going to be a lot of messengers during this time around the world. There's going to be a lot of triumph. There's going to be a lot of achievement for many of you. We are going to see again in the community, Universal Spirit, Messenger, and Valley of Love is going to grow. There will be the Wayfinder. So there will be something, someone who brings us together. And this may have already happened. Or there could be someone else that helps to bring us together as well. I'm not sure about this card. It'll be interesting to see at the end of the month who or what this is. Our world is going to start to become more creative. We're really going to start working together as a community to become more creative and to start to transform our industries locally is what I'm hearing. So a lot of your community is going to get together and go, okay, what does the community need? So maybe it's your farmers getting together and doing something. It's your small businesses getting together and trading, doing different things. So we're really going to start seeing more community, more spirit-based things. And the last card is Architect. So remember that you are the architect of your life here. So being that November is all about getting ready and gearing up for 2026, we're going to actually see this entire theme around the world. So even if you are seeing things on the media that are not good, you're seeing tension, you're seeing fighting, remember that even though those things may be happening, the counterbalance of that is community, is spirit, is love, is creativity and transformation, is someone who comes in and says, you know what? No, there's more. So perhaps it's not one person or one thing. Perhaps it's the rising of Christ consciousness. Perhaps it's the rising of leaders in each community, leaders in your own groups, your own circles, really embracing change, embracing a new creative way to help each other. So maybe this is very interesting. I didn't know what we would get. I was almost afraid to pull those. But wow, I think we really are seeing something fantastic. And I think that we may see a little bit of nervousness here. I went ahead and pulled 3 more cards. We're going to see some trepidation here, some nervousness. That's going to be normal because things are going to be chaotic over here. You're going to have all your love here. And so sometimes when that happens, we have to see death of things. We have to see death of ways we've always done things. Okay? There's a process here. And there's going to be growing pains, y'all. There's always growing pains when things change. So hang in there, because you know that on the other side of this is community, is love, is your God, your spirit. So don't be afraid of the growing pains. Allow yourself to feel the trepidation, the nervousness. Allow yourself to feel that for a quick minute and then go, okay, I've got this. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be like, ooh, I don't know about that. And it's okay to set that kind of stuff to the side. Just know that individually we're really going to have to work and get down to the nitty gritty and let go of anything that's bothering us, let go of anything we've been holding on to, and really getting ready to move forward. So this is fantastic. We have a lot coming in November. We have a lot of change. We have a lot of interesting planetary alignments, and I really believe we're going to be fine, but we will have some growing pains. So please reach out if you need a reading. Reach out to get on my books, because I am going to take 2 or 3 weeks off in December. So if you're wanting a reading or wanting anything in particular that I offer, please reach out to me and let's get on my books before I get booked up, because I am going to take some time off to be with family, to recharge, to rest and relax and just enjoy the holiday season. So make sure you get on my books, okay? All right. I love you. Have a wonderful November. And just remember that as long as you have good intentions and you come from love, everything else will work out. All right. Bye.